Happy Tuesday. So excited to be hopping on and chit-chatting with a fellow system sister that I'm super excited to let y'all know all about. We're going to dive deep into her VIP day. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll probably nerd out on systems because I can't help myself. But as you guys are joining, definitely let us know that you are here in the comments so we can see you, say hello, and again, at the end, we will have space for answering questions. So definitely share questions in the chat as you are coming on, and we can go ahead and get started. Yay, Victoria! Oh, it's so nice to see your face. So fun. All right. Well, we are going to go ahead and get started as people are rolling in for the sake of the replay, to be quite honest. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Miss Sabrina on here. Ta-da! Here she is.
Hi.
All right. So I'm going to let Sabrina give you a little bit of the lay of the land about who she is, what her business is about, and get started there. So go right ahead.
Hey, y'all. I am Sabrina Avellan. A lot of people pronounce it Avalon, but it's actually like you're yawning, Avellan. And it's just my business goes by my name, Sabrina Avellan, which is actually a big shift for me. It was like part of my VIP day shift because I used to go by Saba Sidekick. And it was like a big shift into just like owning me, myself, and what I really want to do with my business. And so, yeah, I've gone from retainer work completely into just doing VIP days. And at like the core of my delivery is Dubsado setup, but there's so much more beyond that come with my VIP days. Like that's the tool that I use. But the skill set that I have is streamlining your business, automating your business in a way that I call high touch, low lift. So your clients are still getting like that really high touch, elevated one-on-one experience through whatever your service or your program is, but it's like super low lift for you, so that you can take time away from your business and so that you can have like mental space from your business. That's a big one. And I've been selling them. Well, I was in the program the middle of last year, but I started selling them because life was super lifey all last year. And so I started selling them officially in January. So since January, I've just been spitting out VIP days and worked with a number of other VIP day graduates to get their VIP days up and running, because that like time efficiency and like delivering like mega service in like a short period of time with like the least amount of stress on kind of like what my VIP day does and what people do in their VIP days. So that's be my biz and my VIP day.
Yeah, awesome. Yes, we'll dive more into it. But first, talk to us about what your business was like before VIP days. Like, what services were you offering? Who were you helping? Just what was also just going on, like, and why. We'll get to eventually then, obviously why you pivoted to VIP days. But talk to us about like where you started out when it comes to, again, services, who you're offering them to, et cetera, and how long you've been in business.
Yeah, so I've been in business since like early 2019. And I started out as a VA. Like my goal, my like number one why was to be the master of my own time. And so I started as a VA. And as I was getting clients, I kept working myself out of a job. It would happen pretty frequently that they would be like, all right, here are all the things that I want you to do, because they don't want to do them, right? And I'd look at the list and be like, nobody wants to do this. Also, like, nobody has to do this. Why don't we create a system around it? Like, I can automate these things and we can get this set up and ClickUp. And so we would do that and move on to, and then within 3 months, it was like, well, I can actually manage my business on my own now. And I'd be like, okay, cool. Like, find another retainer client situation. And then I was like, well, now maybe I should find something that's like more long-term. So I'll do social media management and email marketing, and I'll niche into those things. And it was more of a should, and like, I can do these things, but I did not fully enjoy them. And so back in the day, like you look back at my Instagram, for example, back then, and it was like so sparse with consistency because it was like trying to crank out content for something I didn't love doing, but people were happy to pay me to do and need it done. So then I was like, you know what? I love the system builds. I'm going to move into being an OBM. And I thrived in that as well. But again, I would hit that 3 month mark of getting someone's business in a really like strong foundation. And then we'd be like maintaining. And I would just peter out. And I felt so like, am I a bad service provider? Am I a bad OBM? Like I was so judgmental when I wasn't creating and I was maintaining, and I felt like something was wrong with like me. And then I was like, screw this. Like I'm just gonna make a 3 month package. Like this seems to be my sweet spot. And we're gonna work on the foundations of someone's business, create the systems, and then I found out about VIP days. And I was like, oh, you mean I can do that 3 months in a day? All right. So, yeah, so that's where I started and how I eventually worked myself out of jobs into creating this, which I don't even call a job. It's like my VIP day.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah, I get that too, that when you're a systems person, it kind of is this weird, like, I guess, contradiction that if you are really great at your job, then the system works itself, and so then
Mhm.
you you aren't really needed anymore. And I think that a lot of people can resonate with that. I know that I can, because yeah, I can get to a place that then feels like, okay, I'm just like sitting here getting paid, or sitting here not getting paid, if it's a monthly retainer with hours attached to it, or
Mhm.
minimum, then that obviously affects you and your business. So thank you for sharing about that and whatnot. You have something to add?
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say even like not getting paid, but I would, I was pricing a premium for my OBM work, right? Because we were
Yeah.
building, creating, and then I would almost feel guilty when I was maintaining those systems in a way that a VA could be doing, right? At that point. And I was like, man, you are paying me for us to really be building something out for you. And then you want to hire, yeah. So I resonate with that. There's like a
Right.
whole
Yeah,
attachment
exactly.
with like
We'll
when
get
you
into
build a system.
that for sure. Because I think that in the program, I talk a lot about creators versus maintainers, and how a lot of service providers think or only see maintainer type packages, like 3 month
Mhm.
packages, or just ongoing retainers, things like that, when that doesn't necessarily support those of us service providers who are actually creators and builders,
Mhm.
and our energy is best served in a short focused burst versus over time. So talk to me about like what resonates with you about that, and kind of what that revelation or seeing that was even an option, um, kind of gave to you. Like, what permission did it give you?
Yeah, so like I get goosebumps just talking about this because I really do, because it's something that like it was on my radar before I even saw that it was part of the VIP day like existence, right? It was something that I was always questioning myself. Like I'm a sprinter, not a marathon runner. And my husband is a marathon runner. Like he is consistent. And he's like the ocean, consistent waves. Maybe they get a little big every once in a while. I'm like the forest. I'm just like thunderstorm, lightning, calm. So I would see all these other people and like maintaining packages, and I felt like something was wrong with me. Why can't I just do the maintenance? Like, why can't I just do? I know I can. Why can't I just do it? And so it was yeah, before I heard about creator and maintainer, I was really thinking as far as like sprinter and marathon runner. And I sprint and I rest, and I sprint and I rest. And I was part of like around the same time just giving myself permission to be that, and that is okay to do. And then I'm also an artist, and that's a big part, is the creation part. So, yeah, seeing that as part of the VIP days, I was like, home. This is a home, and there's like vocabulary around what I feel, and that I'm not just some oddball person because I can't, because I don't enjoy maintaining. I can do it. I just don't enjoy it. And that's okay. Like that's they're both valid and both beneficial, and it doesn't mean that one is better than the other. And you should play to whatever strength, whichever pocket that you're in, right? Exactly. So yeah, I was just giving myself permission to be like, no, run with it. And I'm way more successful running with the fact that I'm a creator than pushing myself to be a creator and then like a maintainer, like when I'm supposed to, you know?
Yep. Oh, totally. Yeah, I definitely had that feeling too of like feeling like something was wrong with me. And I also resonate with the sprinter and marathoner. I'm 100% a sprinter. My husband also is like goes on his bike for like 50 miles, and I'm like, no. It's just not gonna work out for me. So I like your analogy too. Because it's a good it's something that people can resonate with. And so, you know, and it's not one is good, bad, right, wrong. It's just know
Mm-hmm.
which one you are and play to your strengths and your offers, right? So we do have a lot of creators. I would say about
Mm-hmm.
probably 75-80% of the people in the program are creators, but some people do like both and can manage
Mm-hmm.
both or whatever the case is. So yeah, it's just about playing your strengths. So
Mm-hmm.
in you noting that that's your strength is the creation part, is those short focuses or foci, not sure. What made you, you know, want to do VIP days? Like what drew you to that business model, and where were you at in your business that made you say, hey, like I think I probably need to pivot to this?
Yeah, so it was after I was still doing OBM work, and I was playing around with this like 3-month package that I was going to do. And so I already started to kind of create like a framework around what would be the deliverables in those 3 months, what would be our end goal, who would kind of need this. And then I honestly can't even tell you how you showed up in my world. I'm sure it was an Instagram thing. I'm sure it was something that popped up, and I remember I was about to get on a flight, and so I downloaded the freebies, and I had paid the $20 for online internet so that I could watch like the boot camp freebie stuff. So apparently, I guess I paid like $20 for it. But when I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, all the like this 3 month can be done in a day. Like I've already kind of started building out what I think it would be. And so, but then I had a lot of like, well, I know VIP days would be good for me, but would I be good for VIP days? And like, okay, that would change how I'm going to market myself, or like, what could I be successful in it, and all these questions. So, yeah, it really came from like deciding to shift into a shorter package anyway, and then realize it could be even shorter than that, which is something that I didn't even consider.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think that yeah, a lot of people have that realization of what you kind of have to buffer within like a 2 month, 3 month, even a month package of project delays, back and forth emails, like getting the information from your clients, all that stuff. And those longer packages can, uh, that's kind of what you're padding it for a lot of
Mhm.
times. And so if you can remove all of that, then you might as well and like create the most like concentrated, like juiciest day format of what you're already doing. Like you said, you're doing it
Mhm.
in 3 months. Why not just create a day version of it? So,
Mhm.
and you touched on it a little bit about the marketing aspect of your
Mhm.
VIP days. And I see you, you're a content magician. I follow all my clients on Instagram. I see what everybody's doing. And you are excellent at reels. I don't know if that's even where you get your clients, but I just have to give you kudos and props there. So obviously she has her Instagram handle. So go follow her and see how it's done. Um, but also would just love to know, like, you know, is that where you market and sell most of your VIP days? What's worked for you? What have you tried when it comes to marketing VIP days?
Yeah. Okay. So, like I said before, like when I was on retainer work, it was so hard for me to crank out content. It was like really hard. And I realized there was a couple of things. One, on retainers, I was always focusing on someone else's business. And I'm the kind of person that's like, if I wake up in the morning, I'm going to start working on what I got to do for you. And I would put myself on the back burner in my business. So then when I'd finally get to like working on marketing, I was like, just trying to push something out. And it's because I wasn't loving what I was doing. And so now I'm knocking it out because I love systems. I love efficiency. I love getting it done in a day. I love that I have so much to share from clients because I'm working with a lot more clients, and I'm working with a lot of people in different industries. We're doing different things with the exact same platform. All of their systems are different, even though it's the same tool. And see, I get like stoked just talking about it. So as far as like coming out with content, it like flows so much more. And being the creative person, like it's just a part of creating, and it's removing like the blocks that were in my creative flow of like I have to, and like because I don't love it, just like trying to find the things that fit into the content that I need and all of that. And I decided like to stop showing up in like a professional like retainer. I need to get the professional business way and just have fun with it. And reels actually, in a weird way, are like a stress reliever for me. And if I'm overwhelmed or stressed with something, like I'll just close my computer. And I think like I do a lot of the reels where I like, pretend to do different people or from a perspective of some way. And so it's almost like getting out of myself and playing a little character for a second, like gets me out of my mind, and it just gets me like being kind of playful. And so the reels are both like in a weird way, they're like a stress reliever, but they're also like great content. And so my Instagram is actually more of my storefront. So it's not necessarily like where I'm getting followers really consistently, but they don't like follow me and jump in for a VIP day. Most of my clients are coming from they are coming from Instagram when I share my process. That's the biggest one. When I'm sharing like my flow charts, because I think that's pretty unique to especially Dubsado setup specialists. The way that I operate my VIP day, I incorporate this flow chart, which is like, I'll down to talk about that later, but it's a unique part, and people are always like, oh, whoa, like that's different. And so I get DMs a lot about that. But then someone else, a client, will share like, I'm so excited to get my systems set up. And then they'll come to my page and they'll see my storefront. And then they're like, I'm going to reach out. So it's like half referral in that way. And then direct referrals also. I get a lot of direct referrals I've gotten like 3 from the same person just in the last like 3 weeks.
Oh, that's awesome. I love the power of referrals. I
Mm-hmm.
will be a referral person till the end of time, just because I think it's really powerful. And I think that it's helpful to then, build those relationships with the referral partners. And again, you're an extension of their client journey. And when you insert yourself right in that sweet spot, then you're going to get 3 in 3 weeks. And, that's how you can really maintain and have sustainable VIP days.
Mm-hmm.
And not that you can't do other things, but I've seen that be the most fastest. That's not just the fastest way to get to a sustainable VIP day is
Mm-hmm.
referral partners and whatnot. But again, your storefront, your Instagram does have to match. So I like that you mentioned that. But also, I totally agree about reels being a stress reliever. Like I literally was just talking to my husband yesterday. I put up a reel to be like an hour and a half. But it was like
The
stress
dress
relieving.
one?
Yes, my dress one.
Yes, I love that one. I was thinking about that when I was blow drying my hair today. I was like, man, she really did that reel all day, didn't she?
It was an hour and a half span, and I did it all on the app, like editing and all of that stuff. So it's been fun to play around with and test and just like enjoy. Because if you look at reels, it's like, well, I got to do it, which was how I was at the very beginning, like a year ago when I started doing them, and then now it's like super fun. So I totally am with you on the reels front and whatnot. Well, speaking of, again, your favorite parts, you mentioned your workflows and how you're sharing these in your reels and your content. Talk with us about, I'm sure that's probably one of your favorite parts, but share with us your favorite parts of your VIP day, but then also what your clients' favorite parts of our VIP day are.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so they're kind of in the same realm. I love my strategy calls because my pre-work is pretty strategic. And I actually ask the same question in different ways, because a lot of times people will like, oh, this is my process. And then I'll ask for different things throughout it. And then I'll see like, oh, there was like 3 different touch points and emails that you didn't include as part of your process. And I kind of like get into all the details of how they're operating. And then I create not the workflow, but a flow chart, like an actual like a flow chart on Lucid chart. I guess what's called Lucid chart. Anyway, yeah. So I create an actual flow chart visualization of what's what's automated, what's done manually, what the different like workflows are going to look like. And that's my favorite part because it's the creation part. It's the investigating, right? It's like looking at all the little like pieces and trying to figure out where we're actually going with this. And then I'm going to take all those pieces and put it together. And I list it out first, and then I create a flow chart. And the flow chart visualization, seeing something written out and seeing it visually, for me, it works different parts of my brain. And I can be like, when I'm connecting pieces in a flow chart, I'm like, whoa, oh, that was a space, that was a gap in the written process. And so getting them both like written and visualized, then it makes it like, so it just reveals cracks that you couldn't see before. And so then I take that actual flow chart and I create a workflow with it. So that's my favorite part because it's like building a puzzle. I know you're a puzzle person. Yeah, I'm not
I know,
like
I was just going to ask, are you a puzzle person?
here's the thing. I can't be. I cannot be. If I cannot be, I've gone to people's homes who are puzzle people, and I will not talk to anybody for hours. And I'm like, one more piece, one more piece, one more piece. And so
I
I
understand.
don't have puzzles in the house. I probably wouldn't do anything else all day.
Yep.
But I love the puzzle of a system and problem solving and like figuring that. So then when I get on the strategy call, I'm like, well, look what I did. And a lot of times that's the client's favorite part because they're like, you have all these processes and tasks and things in your head, and then you write them down in the pre-work and you think you got them all down, but then you actually see a visualization of how you operate in your business. And you're like, whoa, like that's me. It's almost like that's me, that's my business. And I get the most like excitement about where we're going with the system because people are like, holy smokes, like that's so much more connected now than the way that I've been doing it. And then I have what you call surprise and delights in the VIP day. And so there's a big one at the end of the VIP day, but there's like little ones sprinkled throughout. And that's also everyone's favorite. They're like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. I want to do this for my clients. I get that a lot. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. I want to do that. And I love about the VIP days is like, one of the things I tell my clients is we can finally get to the want tos. Like, I want to reach out to people for their birthday. I want to send them a thank you card. I want to send them a gift card in the email, but I got so much going on with the contracts and the invoices and the forms and scheduling. Like, I can't even get to the want tos. So when they see it in my VIP day and we can build it into their program or service, that's another favorite of theirs is just like the surprise and delights and getting to the want tos.
Yeah, that's so true. And I think people don't realize how many tasks they actually are doing manually. So I'm sure when they look at your flow chart, which I also am a huge Lucidchart fan, actually, when we bought our house in December, I had to build out the floor plan in Lucidchart because the city didn't have a plan. But regardless,
I built my own.
yeah, so I literally built my own. My husband's like, oh my gosh, you're really good at this. I was like, this is for us. This is not becoming anything else. But I'm sure when people see how many tasks are actually doing manually, like in a visual format like that, that's super powerful because everyone thinks everything takes 5 minutes for some reason, and they don't actually know how long things are taking them. And so, and visual is the best way to show that. Like you can see words and like a long list, sure. But I'm sure with Lucidchart, you have, here's all the things and like what's falling through the cracks and what you're wanting to do, but can't because you're literally spending time on like silly stuff, like thinking that, changing the color of, your email header per each client or something. Like, I mean, I've seen some really absurd things that I'm just like, this is not contributing to like the grander scheme of your client experience. So like, please stop. So I'm sure that you see that too. And, I think that that's so powerful and a really great way to start the VIP day and whatnot. Because I think too, most people think that that's something that they share at the end, but I think even showing it at the beginning is really powerful. And I hadn't heard anybody sharing it on the front end of it. So kudos to you and whatnot. So, and if you guys are still listening, definitely ask any questions that you would like in the chat. But we're going to keep rocking and rolling. as well. So, again, did you have any hesitation with VIP days? And if so, what would you go back and tell yourself about what you know now about VIP days and how powerful they've been?
Yeah, so kind of going back to like I always knew VIP day would be good for me. Like that was not a question. It was just like if I would be good for a VIP day. Like my life was bananas, like bananas. And I know a lot of people's are, and I keep thinking mine's going to slow down and it doesn't. And so I knew for a long time that I wanted to join the program to get the VIP days, but I kept questioning myself like, am I going to be, if I can't market myself in this way, am I going to be able to market myself for the VIP days? Like, I didn't actually even know what my VIP day was going to be because the 3 months that I had thought about was not setting up systems. It was like multiple systems. It was like SOPs and ClickUp and all this stuff. And so I was like, I don't even know, like, do I want to jump into something not even knowing like what it's going to be? And I was just kind of tired of like the burnout of maintaining. And I was like, yeah, Sabrina, any other thing that I've signed up for, I've showed up for. Like, why do I think that if I want to do VIP days, why do I think that like I can't show up for for implementing VIP days? Like I've done this much in my business in 2 years. Like, so yeah, if I had to go back, that's the question, right? If I had to go back and tell myself, um, yeah, it would just be like, you are going to appreciate your time so much. You are going to fall in love with your business. You can do it. It's a shift in mindset in a direction that you've wanted to go already. So just do it. So yeah.
Right. Good old Nike slogan, always coming in at the clutch. It's like, I don't know, just like, we just got to do it. Shout out to Nike if they want to sponsor. But, but yeah, I think that that's true is, again, when you are seeing one aspect of your business, again, that maintaining part and feeling like it's a you thing, then you think everything's a you thing. And so you think, well, if this way isn't working, then why would I think another way isn't going to work or isn't going to be something that I enjoy doing? And I think that people undervalue enjoying your business, which is so interesting to me because if you want to, and maybe it's like the corporate realm and people just are used to not enjoying the work that they do, but like you can enjoy the work that you do. And it's really important actually, because like, if you can't tell that I'm obsessed with VIP days and how much I talk about them, my dancing, silliness, and reels, like if you don't feel that energy from me, like you either are closing your eyes, closing your ears, or just like, I don't know, like it's hard for me to even mellow out my excitement around VIP days. And so, you know, it that stuff resonates with people, and you can definitely tell in your reels and in your content. And that's why I say you're a content magician. Is like you can tell how much this stuff lights you up, and you can tell how much enjoyment you get out of your business. And people want to work with people who are obsessed with what they do. Like you don't want to work with somebody who's like a curmudgeon, you know, in the corner, who's just like, yeah, like whatever, I'm doing it. And it's like, okay. And so I think that, you know, so I think that that's really not even undervalued, but it's not talked about
I
enough.
think
You
it's
know what
not
I'm saying?
expected. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
expected like the other way around, right? Like one of those memes that I'm like really trying to like stop from circulating is that, oh, I quit my 9 to 5 so I can work 24/7 for myself. I can't stand that. I can't stand that because I was like, okay, yeah, I'm hustling in my business. I'm working all the time. I've got all these retainer clients and projects going nonstop. And I wake up thinking about it. I go to sleep thinking about it. And I was like, this is normal. No, it is not. And it was the shift into VIP days where I like honestly fell in love with my business. I fell in love with because I'm doing what I love doing. I'm doing it on the timeline that I love doing. I like have so much chill time. Like I have so much more chill time, not just like in my calendar, but like mentally. That's the biggest thing is mentally. I don't go to sleep and wake up thinking about like, oh shit, oh, oh no. Because because it's like concentrated, and I know what I'm getting done, and I know when I'm getting it done. And because I've automated my systems too, it's like someone wants to sign up, I'm like, cool, beep, like one click, they're onboarding themselves. All the pre-work, I show up before the strategy call, I look at the booth and the thing, and I work on the time, like when I show up, I'm not working in between and like so consumed with my retainers. So yeah, like I have time to like rest. I have time to get excited. I have time to decompress. I have time to create and then be done with it. I have time to like market myself. And yeah, I don't know. I'm off on a tangent. I forget where you were going with that one, but yeah, that's what I'm fully like. If you, when I think I even posted on my Instagram, I was like, y'all, I love talking about VIP days. Probably as much as you do, okay? And I love talking about my VIP day. And so I was like, this is nothing new. I'm just a different platform where I'm going to be like,
Yeah.
this is the best thing I've done for my business.
Yeah, I love that. It is so true. The amount of headspace that clients take up in monthly retainers, like I would think about them in the shower, in the car, like, just like in like not even inappropriate times, but just like, why am I thinking about them? Like, they're not thinking about me. They're not concerned about me. They're not, they're not concerned about their business or whatever. Like, why am I holding on to all of this stuff in my head? Like, no wonder I'm, feeling maxed out and burned out and exhausted, is because it's not just when I'm actually working and sitting down at my desk, but it's when I'm not, but it's still here.
I was feeling anxious. I was feeling anxious a lot of times. Like I'd be sitting at dinner eating with my family, and then like daughter would say something, and I'm like, whoa, like, whoa, I was on that email that I'm going to send out and trying to come up with like, the copy for that. Yeah. Yeah. Mental space is a big one.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I'm sure that's, what your clients also an intangible result that your clients get to with when their 100%. Systems are all in place and whatnot. Share with us some of the industries of who you work with or types of folks that you work with. Like you said, some VIP day people, but would love to know, again, who it is that you serve, so people can raise their hand and connect with you too.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so I work mainly with coaches and online service providers. So I work with coaches who have one-to-ones or masterminds. It's better for like a smaller group community. Inner Circle, I know that's a big one that's coming out these days, everyone hosting an Inner Circle. So, and then online service providers, like I just did Pictonet. Do you know Pictonet, Natalie?
Oh yeah, Natalie.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And so, so online service providers like copywriters and trying to think of who else I've been working with. Yeah. I didn't even know this was a thing. I just worked with a copywriter who is building out a VIP day for a copy vault. Have you heard of a copy vault?
I have not, but I am intrigued.
She spends a whole day just like diving into all the research, and she builds out a giant spreadsheet of copy that you can use for emails, Instagram, website, like all the things. It's a copy vault. It's like this meaty vault of the copy that speaks directly to your clients.
Oh, wow. And that's like her deliverable?
That's her deliverable, yeah. Yeah, so we built out the systems for her intensive is what she's calling it, copy vault intensive.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool. And
I know.
I think that. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say that's another thing I love about VIP days is I'm always working with different people who have different offers, and it's super cool to see what people are putting out that I didn't even know existed.
I know. Like people think VIP days are like, I don't know, so like predictable, and I'm like, dude, like having had 330 people in the program, I will tell you this, like there's such a variety of, and that's why we're doing, VIP variety show, of ways that people are helping other people, whether in business or in life or whatever the case is. And like, you truly can, like, who knew that you would be able to like have a deliverable that's like meaty copy vault like at the end of your VIP day. Like that's super dope. And I think that you can get really creative with VIP days, and not that you can't with other offers. However, I think that there's there's just a different creativity and innovation that you have to use to think of what can I actually get done in a day? And if I want to get this done in a day, what are all the things I need to get from pre-work or understanding for my clients in order to accomplish that and whatnot, because it's just as much you and your clients. And I talk about this too, of like power dynamics of like, it's very much your client showing up for you and you showing up for your clients. And I've always felt that that was really, really an awesome feeling, because I didn't like the feeling of the power dynamic of like, you're my client, but yet like you see me as lower than you. And then it's like this weird situation. I don't know if you felt that, but like, I like that it's like one expert is coming to another expert and we're both just like in our expertise together. So I don't know, have you felt that or like experienced that?
Yeah, totally. I think that's one thing. I was pretty lucky, blessed, or you want to call it, with my retainer clients. Always had some really, really respectful, like, and I think it's just also the way I approach things too. Like a lot of that, there wasn't that like, yeah, I don't know. I didn't have to deal with that with clients, but I know a lot of people who did. You know, I've been in a lot of coaching groups, a lot of things that like there was a lot of people who had that similar experience. And I kind of want to go to the actual program. Like I said, I didn't know what I was going to do for my VIP day, and like the course itself, like even without the coaching, the course itself, like is incredible. It helped me line everything out so clearly in a way that makes sense to my brain that all of that, you know, like making sure you have all the pre-work and what your deliverables are going to be like getting your VIP day so fine-tuned. The course does such a good job of that. And yeah, anyway, that just popped up when you were talking about it, because I remember mentioning that I had no idea what I was going to do, but the course does a really good job of like walking you through setting up your VIP day. Oh yeah, and the variety of VIP days. I'm so glad you're doing this variety show, because I for sure thought I was going to get there and be like, oh, I'm going to swim in a sea of system setups, because that's all that exists in my world, right? Is systems, and like it's system saved me. And so I was blown away. I think out of like 125, I was like one of 3. There were like prepare for baby in a day. Like, I don't even think I can list them all these like brand strategies and like messaging, so many different VIP days. And so when people come to me now, they'll ask me and they're like, you think I could build I'm like, yes. Don't even just stop there. Do you have a passion and expertise and an interest? Yes. Yeah, you can build a VIP day around that.
Yeah, for sure. I know. Yeah. A lot of people think, oh gosh, system saved me. It's all going to be systems people and whatnot. And we do have a lean, right? We do have a quite a few systems people, but like systems is very broad still. Like, you know, like there's social media systems, there's email systems, there's operation consulting and strategy, there's Dubsado, there's Honeybook, there's systems out the wazoo. And so, you know, VIP, it's not saturated. Like, and I know that if you're in my world a little bit, it can feel like everyone is doing a VIP day. We have not even scratched the surface. I still get asked on the daily in my DMs, like, what is a VIP day? That's why I put a reel out about it. But, you know, and even if you see a bunch of VIP days out there, they may not be selling. So don't, that's always my thing, is like, you see the tip of the iceberg of people, and like just because someone slapped a VIP day in their website doesn't mean it's selling, doesn't mean it's working, doesn't mean any of that stuff. Like, it just means that they've put it on their website. And so
they're doing it in a day.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, you know, you may be seeing them everywhere from like on people's websites and mentioning on Instagram, but that doesn't mean that they are being delivered and sold and all of those sorts of things. So that's really
structured.
Yeah.
I think structured is a big one. Like, just because you can get it done in a day doesn't mean it's a VIP day. I actually had someone come to me, not from the group, but she was doing a VIP day. And like after coming out of the group, I was like, oh, don't know. Okay, I'll do what you want. But there's things there's things that go into it that are going to help it be successful. It's not just like showing up on the day and charging someone 5 figures. Like there's things that we got to do. So, yeah. And as far as like having a variety, what's cool is like, I think, yeah, me being one of 3 of like the Dubsado systems that were in, like, there might be this, a lot of systems or a lot of like brand stuff, but everyone's doing it differently too. Everyone's got their own process. So even if it feels saturated, or there's like a number of people doing it this way, like I said, I use the tool, but the way that I use the tool and get you to there is so different than what the next person is going to do, which is why, like, you know, Coley and Devin and I, we still like chat and like have like coffee chats and stuff. We're selling the same VIP day, but we're so different. Each of us is so different. And so it's cool to like support each other and not feel like it's competition, where I was worried coming into it that I was going to be like gonna have to try to make space for myself, and that was not the case.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Cause I think I've always felt that way too. And I always knew who was doing similar stuff to me, to where then I could send folks my way if I was full, or if it wasn't quite the right fit for me, but was a better fit for someone else. Like, there's so much abundance. Like, there's so much, like, first of all, everybody's systems are a mess. So there's never ending people who will need systems specifically. But yeah, I love that you guys have connected and again see each other as, you know, collaborators and colleagues versus competition, because I think that's a big part of it too, for sure. So with that being said, I would love to wrap this up with you sharing again who your VIP day is for, what your VIP day helps with, and how people can connect with you if they want to learn more.
Yeah. Okay. So my VIP day is Seamless Client Systems, Automate Your Biz in a Day. It's really great for coaches or online service providers. It's particularly great for VIP days because it's like creating a very efficient process for delivering your VIP day and getting all of the things that you need. It's actually, you guys teach Dubsado in the course program. And so it's just like, you know, making that even meatier and robust. So you can find me on Instagram, and I at Sabrina_Avellan. I have a link in there where you can sign up for my newsletter, which is Centralize Your Systems. It comes out every Sunday, and it's just talking about exactly that. And then, yeah, did that answer everything?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so check all the boxes.
Got everything in there.
Yeah, and like, yeah, I love to communicate through Instagram. It's like one of my favorite platforms, and so I'd love for you guys to follow, DM me. I am a big systems buff lover and still part of the community. So
yes, absolutely. So yes, definitely connect with Sabrina, and again, check out her reels and her content. It's phenomenal. You'll learn a lot and giggle, which I think is always a nice combination. So, all right, well, I'm going to wrap up. And again, if you're like, ooh, like I want to create a VIP day, like this sounds right up my alley. I'm similar to Sabrina in XYZ ways. There are tons of Sabrinas in the sense of values and the type of community that we have. So if you're interested in Done in a Day, definitely comment below, apply, and one of our team members will reach out and connect with you, hear more about what your VIP is, what your needs are, what your business is about, all of that sort of stuff. So go ahead and comment, apply. But other than that, we will see you next Tuesday with another Done in a Day, I suppose. Grads. Some of them are current students. We're doing a mix and whatnot. And yeah, so we'll see you